Monday. I don't even know why we call it the day of the week. It's another episode. This one's where we feature a listener letter that has been sent to us at Jesse and Jenna's messy podcast at gmail.com. We give our advice, our insight.
We relate these episodes to the day of the week because we assume that everybody's waiting with bated breath for the next podcast to drop, and they know it's Monday.
But if you are, thank you very much.
Yeah. I thought it was because everybody tuned in via blasttheradio.com.
And that's when they air, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m.
And if you love us that much, then you should definitely go vote for us for Faces Magazine.
Yes. Yes.
Voting's open until January 23rd. Facesmag.ca/awards. You can go to messypodcast.com, and there is a huge giant icon at the very top of the page. Click it, and it will take you right there to vote, and once a day.
Yeah, that's the easiest, because each of the categories that you guys are nominated in, read it out for you directly.
I really hope we do win this, and we've been nominated many times before through the radio station and other endeavors, but this one means a lot to us because it's 100% us.
Yeah.
It's 100% what we created. And that makes me really proud.
Me too. One of our listeners, Lydia, asked me if we win, who gets to keep the trophy? And I said, Jenna gets to keep it because I already have one.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking guy.
Hopefully I get another one because I'm nominated for 5 this year.
If you don't. Now, if you don't.
Now I want to beat you in both categories. We're up against each other.
I know.
If you don't now, you're going to look like a little dink.
And I'm going to feel like shit. I couldn't even get 1 of 5. Come on. So please, people, go vote for me. I'm up for comedian, actor, MC, podcast with Jenna. And you can find the podcast.
Radio personality.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Forgot about that. My former life.
No.
No, I know. Sean gets so mad when
that.
we say that. We're still available, people.
Because to me, guys,
Oh, boy. Here we
look,
go.
Well, look,
All right.
Because I need your listeners to back me up on this. You're still doing your show.
We are, yes.
You're
I know.
just not doing it there.
You're right. Absolutely.
You're doing it here.
Radio has changed. And you can still listen to us on your radio in the car.
Right. We're on iHeartRadio.
Mm-hmm. And Blast the Radio, which
and
is also nominated.
Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts, and you're on smart speakers. Oh, did you like that trick that I showed you the other day?
Yes.
So just either Google or Alexa, just say, play Jesse and Jenna's Messy Podcast.
And it'll work.
It'll play the latest episode.
We're everywhere, people.
Ta-da!
So most of those categories are in the media section. It can be kind of hard to find us. So go to the media section at the Faces website and then find our podcast there. And most of the other categories are there too.
Just go to Messy Podcast. Each one is linked individually. It's just,
God,
we've dumbed it down for you.
Thank God you're on the ball, John. Okay.
So this, I think we've only had one other letter from a man.
Oh, this is a man.
This is from a man. And okay, here it goes. Hey guys, I love the podcast. Way better than your show on the radio.
See?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go.
I need your advice and thoughts on this.
Oh boy.
I've been with my girl for 10 years, married for 2. Congratulations. And recently she told me that she is bisexual. I have no problem with people being bi. It's their choice. But I'm a little hurt by the fact that my wife is only telling me now after being together for 10 years. Understandable.
But wait, I wonder if if she always felt that way. No, it sounds like it's a new development. See, people can change.
That was going to be my question.
Right. Now, when she goes out with her girls, I'm scared that she will cheat on me. She's beautiful, easy to get along with, which doesn't help in this current situation. I'm also wondering if she's ever cheated on me in the past. Seeing that sexuality can be a sensitive subject, I'm wondering if I should ask her if she has cheated on me with another woman, or if she thinks that cheating with a woman doesn't count. I can't seem to shake this off, and I don't want it to create a rift in our relationship. Wow. She didn't tell me much about being bi, other than the fact that she also finds women sexually attractive. I don't want to lose her because we've always had such a strong relationship, but I also can't sit on this information and not ask questions. Is it okay for me to pry? If she does want to hook up with women, should I consider that cheating? I'm fairly old school, so this is all pretty new to me. Any advice or insight will help. Thanks for listening to my issues, because I feel like if I shared my insecurities with anyone else, they would judge me and call me a homophobe.
Aww.
Cheers, D.
Wow. He sounds like a good person.
Such a nice person.
Yeah.
Dude, you're living the dream.
Yeah.
Well, that's not every man's fantasy,
No, I know.
though.
But I was going to say, there's a lot of guys that probably wouldn't care if their girl hooked up with another girl.
I think that his betrayal doesn't come from the fact that she could hook up with other women or anything. I think it comes from the fact that for 10 years they've been together and she never mentioned anything. Because that's a big secret, or that's a big thing to leave out of a marriage.
Do you think maybe she could have been trying to spice it up? Like she thought he'd be turned on by that. And so she's like, hey, guess what? Like maybe we could just watch porn together or.
Maybe she would have gone into more detail. It sounds like she just offhandedly was like, oh, yeah, I find women attractive, sexually attractive.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that conversation would not have come up anywhere in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, if their relationship's as strong as he says it is, you're just in the moment of it. And usually when you're bisexual, it's not something you lead with.
Well, and I know that true bisexual people do get very nervous that people aren't going to believe them that they're
Right.
truly bisexual because there's that huge stigma, particularly among men. If you're bisexual, you're really gay.
Or
but it's not true.
Amongst women, it's like, oh, yeah, it doesn't count if you tried it in college.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well, actually, I heard a thing from a comedian recently. And she's like, you can't call yourself bi unless you've eaten a girl out. It doesn't count if you just have it done to you.
But there's a lot of lesbians who probably have never eaten a girl out. They're more the receivers than the givers.
Well, I don't. Is that how it works? I don't know.
I don't know. Are there gay men that have never given head or taken
Oh,
it up
come
the bum?
on. Maybe not taking it up the bum, but given head. You're not gay unless you've given head. I agree with her. But that's tough. I think it would be worse. You know what this reminds me of? What do you have something to say? You look like you have. I'm going to flip this just for a second because I recently saw a Facebook status from someone on my page who was a straight woman getting into a big heated debate with all of her followers because she said that she would never be attracted to a bisexual man because the thought of a man being intimate with another man turns her off because then she thinks of it as gay. And everyone was like, oh my God, how dare you? He's bisexual. You have to believe him. And she's like, look, don't tell me who I have to sleep with. I don't want to have
Right.
sex with a bisexual man.
That's her opinion.
I kind
You
of
know?
feel the same way.
Mm.
You know, it's not that.
It's because there's double the temptation.
Well, no, it's not that I hold it against you. However, again, the thought of a man with another man takes away the attractiveness of that man because I like a really manly man.
Yeah.
And it kind of, not that being gay isn't manly, but it does take that away for the woman a little bit, being like,
Yeah.
and also you are now competing not just with other people of this, you know.
That's right. If I was dating a guy that was bisexual, it would make me insecure. Every sexy woman that
Right,
walks
'cause how
by,
do you compete with that?
I can never be a sexy
Right.
woman. Yeah.
I'm sure you would make
Well,
a very
actually-
yeah,
sexy
see,
woman.
I've seen you dressed as Brittany. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
But you're not working with a lot of the same parts.
But it's a good point that it would make you a little insecure, maybe. But I do think there's this big thing in society right now where people try to police who others are having sex with. You can't have a racial preference. You can't have a body type preference. You can't have any preferences
Because if
anymore.
you are, you're prejudiced.
Yeah, and it's not true. You can only be attracted to what gets your parts moving.
Yep.
Exactly. And
Yep.
it is a chemical reaction in your body. Now, I'm curious if it makes him insecure, but I'm wondering if it takes away the attractiveness of his wife.
Because for him, you mean?
Because he does sound like an old school kind
Yeah,
of guy
he
that
does.
may be like a little put off by that.
Maybe. Oh, do you think like a little bit of a homophobia thing?
Not homophobia, because that's such a strong
And he said he's not
word,
homophobic.
Just traditional.
Yeah.
But he's traditional, just like me. Why I
Yeah.
wouldn't, you know.
Which fascinates me that somebody traditional listens to your podcast.
Yeah. Thank
But
you.
that's a whole other story.
We're traditionally inappropriate.
Which is probably, which is probably why he's reaching out to you guys. That makes sense.
I think he needs to be reminded that it's okay to feel the way he feels.
Sure.
Because
Yes.
to me, this sounds like he feels that the way he's feeling is wrong. But you don't never take that away from yourself. And I do think you have a right to maybe approach the subject with your
Yeah.
wife a little bit more and get a little bit more information. And you are going to be naturally curious. And I think that's okay. You can't just drop that knowledge and continue on your day and think it's okay that you're never going to go back and revisit it. If you have questions, I think if you can create a safe environment where your wife doesn't feel judged, then you can sit down and ask those questions. Sounds like you have a very honest, open relationship. Well, why does that change when you're talking about her sexuality?
Yeah, it sounds like her announcement was kind of like a nuclear bomb.
Right.
And now he's, still in the shock of that. The opportunity here is there's a lot of pieces that have, sort of come from that. Start putting this back together. It opens up an opportunity for a lot of conversations.
Yeah, like maybe she wants to talk about it. Maybe that's why she mentioned it.
Right. It was her casual way of
Yeah.
slipping it in
Yep.
so that moving forward, like,
Drop the bomb and now you got to deal with it.
yeah.
This reminds me of one of our former guests who his wife, after being married like 15 years, realized that she was gay, and they had
Wow.
like 3 kids together, but they're still great friends. But people can change, and so the only way that they got through it and they can co-parent is by communicating.
Do you think they changed though, or is that just a self-realization,
Good point.
or coming to terms with yourself?
wonder.
Or maybe it's not a
Through maturity.
self-realization. Maybe it's just saying like, okay, I feel this way about this person. It's not I feel this way about this man, or I feel this way about this woman. It's, wow, there's someone that came into my life that I want to be with more than I want to be with my husband.
Oh, that's a scary thought.
Whether it's a woman or a man, but it can happen in any marriage.
yeah.
But
true.
did the wife say that she wants to be with this girl more than she wants to be with the husband?
Well, there is no girl.
No,
She's
there's
just-
nothing here. We're talking about the
Oh,
past
okay.
person.
Yeah.
But the letter, she just said, "I'm bi." There's no other woman,
No,
as
but,
far as
and
we
that's
know.
what he's wondering.
Fair enough.
I think he's wondering, has there been someone else? Have
Yes.
you had a relationship with another woman?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a big difference in sex is more than just your organs. But there's a different gentleness to certain relationships. And, what you can get from a woman, I guarantee, is way different than what you're going to get from a traditional man. And I think that's what makes him insecure, is going, well, if I can't provide the same way that a woman can,
Yeah.
is she going to leave me? How serious is your bisexuality? Are you pansexual? Because pansexual is different than bisexual. Pansexual is where you just don't see gender.
Yeah, you fall in love with the person. Or you're,
So maybe she has some more sorting out to do too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why sitting down and having a nice long
For
conversation.
that matter, we could throw polyamory into it.
Right.
Is she polyamorous?
Or this new term, demisexual. You heard about this one? Where you have to get to know, you kind of are attracted to a personality more than a gender or body type or anything.
Isn't that pansexual?
It's kind of pan. But pan means that you would be with a trans person, or I guess demi's the same way too.
Right.
I don't know. See, too many fucking words. Narrow it down.
Everybody wants to be special.
Yeah, yes, sir. Don't we?
Everybody wants to be special. But, I think the best bet for you, and it's going to be super scary because you might hear answers you don't want to hear, but at least and sit down in a safe environment, and be clear. Like, I'm not here to judge you, babe. Like, I just want some answers because you dropped this on me, and I've got so many questions. I've tried to go on with my life, but they're in my head.
Yeah.
I need to know. And
That's healthy. That's healthy
Yes.
in any relationship anyway.
And I think it's important for Dee to remember that she still chose you. She's still with you. So
Right.
just because she's attracted to other people, what's that Kinsey scale they say with sexuality? Everybody's somewhere on the scale. So some people are like 70% straight, 30% gay, or there's people like me that are like 105% gay. So maybe she's just somewhere on the scale. It's just a passing thought once in a while.
And see how she reacts too. I think her reaction to you approaching the subject and wanting to learn more is going to say a lot. If she becomes completely defensive, then I would say that she probably cheated on you.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good test.
But if she's open to talk about it and go, and comfort you and reassure you that, hey, like right now you're the number one person in my life.
Yeah. And Bud, would this really be so bad if you experiment with her and you put on some hot lesbian porn and start fooling around? And you got 3 girls at once. Look at John, thrilling. That'd be a good idea.
Like I said off the bat, that's kind of every other guy's dream. But I flip it around, right? I mean, it's the emotional. I think the fear is based in her. Where's her emotions at?
Right.
Is there somebody else there?
What's the likelihood of you leaving me?
Is she
for a
coming out as
Yeah.
bi but still loyal to me? Okay, well, where does that leave us? What's her curiosity level? There's a million moving parts to this.
I'm curious to know why she dropped that bomb. If she's
That's what
gone
I'm
12
saying.
years without saying anything, why did you just all of a sudden like, oh, I'm going to grab the kids, and by the way, I'm bisexual. See you later,
Yeah.
honey.
My
think-
suspicion is there's somebody that's come into the picture.
Right. Or she wants to spice it up, and this
Right.
is the best way she knows how, because she knows he's never going to go for a threesome with another man.
Right.
So maybe this is her best bet. I don't know.
And I don't know if a lot of women do fantasize about a threesome with 2 men. Seems like a lot of work.
Oh, I do.
A lot of women I know fantasize about that.
Really?
Yeah, the fear that they express though is it's a lot of testosterone in the room.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's,
what
it's
I
a
mean.
loss of it's a loss of control and a loss of power. And
Oh
there's
my
that
God.
if things go wrong, there's
See, I just
The
like one
physicality
guy
of
with
it?
a lot of
I
testosterone.
need to change my underwear.
Your panties?
Mm. But you know what? This is the double standard with this shit, is if we were to flip the genders in this story, I would have a different opinion, and I would be saying he's probably gay. which is
Right.
so wrong because I know that's not the truth necessarily, but
It's
it
almost
is
a stereotype.
Yeah, but don't you agree with that? Like if the guy's like, hey, if you were dating a guy and he came and was like, oh, I'm bisexual, you would be like, whoa.
I'd give him your number.
Yeah, see? Exactly.
I'd be like, well,
oh
I
my
got a guy
God.
for you.
Imagine we dated the same guy.
No.
Here, let's be a throuple.
Oh, there
Me
you
and
go.
Jenna, yeah, we don't have to do anything together. We could just please this rich man.
You would like it because I would just let you have all the attention. I'd be like, yeah, just go hang out with Jesse tonight.
And you'd be
I'm going to sit here and smoke a joint and watch you.
and cook killer meals.
Right.
Yeah.
Jenna will be on the BMW. Catch y'all later. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That reminds me of this meme: two lesbians sitting looking sad on a bed. Who's gonna make us a sandwich? Or no, it was two gay guys. Who's gonna make us a sandwich? And the lesbians were like, I don't know. I'm saying it wrong. What do guys do after sex? You know,
Sleep?
I don't know. I'm saying it wrong. If I find the meme, I'll post it. I feel bad. Here we are at the end, and it's like we don't really have a set answer for him. But
Yeah, but I don't think he was looking
Talk.
for an answer. I think he was just looking for reassurance that his feelings aren't wrong and your feelings are never wrong.
I've been married 23 years. I've been with Sue now for 27. The number of conversations that have come up as we just evolve as human
Right.
beings, as we just mature, as we discover things that are out there that we didn't know were there and could never have possibly addressed early on in the relationship. The number of things that I've come to her with saying, I'm curious about this. I want to explore that. And those are conversations you have to have.
Yeah. And you have to be respectful of each other's insecurities when you do have those conversations. And you've been together for 12 years. A lot's changed. That's a decade.
yeah,
And you may not like the answers you get from her. What you want to do is find the opportunity for the middle ground.
And I think it's okay, too, that when you have the conversation, take what you've learned and sit on it for a bit.
Yes. Yes.
Sit on it. Think about it. Don't
Jesse.
let your emotions get the best
Don't
of
bounce
you.
on it, Jesse. Sit on it.
Yeah, don't twist, rotate, just walk away. But, take it and absorb the information because you obviously love her a lot.
Yeah.
And you guys sound like you've been best friends for that long. So if you do get answers that you don't really like or didn't expect, you might react with straight up emotion.
yeah.
So just take it, absorb it, sit on it, twist it, whatever you want to do with it. But,
Sit and spin.
just
Stroke it.
yeah, absorb it and then go back and maybe have a second discussion and go, okay. And then this time it's more not a questions for her. It's more about you expressing your insecurities. I understand that this is how you feel and but this is how it makes me feel. It's so important when you do have discussions in a relationship is that both of your feelings, whether they're completely polar opposite or not, are respected. Oh my God.
Wow, who's this? Alanya Van Zant? Fix my life.
And I can't
NMO.
even get a fucking date.
Right. Have
But-
you? Yeah.
But-
What,
but
John?
A couples therapist sounds like
Yeah.
an amazing option here too.
Okay,
and
yeah.
don't be afraid of a therapist. A therapist is coaching,
Oh,
and it's an
amazing.
impartial third
Yes.
party who's going to probably poke and prod at questions that neither one of you are going to have considered before. And it's going to be a process, and it's going to be regular meetings to sort of sort that out. But having that impartial third person listening to both sides and having those conversations, leading those conversations, will probably get you to a better end result.
Yeah.
And don't be scared to be uncomfortable.
Oh, of course.
Like flowers grow from dirt. Remember that.
Oh, what's that great meme? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
It was grow
exactly.
from the dirt they left you in.
Exactly. So be prepared to be uncomfortable.
And we are.
Be prepared to maybe even discover a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
in
Have
this
you ever had a
situation.
lesbianic thought?
No.
And I'll tell you why.
I have.
Because I was a soccer player.
I bet. Yeah. And you love League of Their Own. No, that's not why I'm
They
asking.
were definitely not lesbians. They were war wives.
Well,
in
one of them
League
was
their own.
named Rosie O'Donnell.
I don't think she. No, she had a man. She had a boyfriend in the show.
I know, but I'm just
Oh.
saying. Because I've always known I'm gay, right? But there was a period in my teens where I wanted to convince myself that I could be straight if I wanted to. So I've said this before. I'd like watch lesbian porn and I would jerk it to lesbian porn and like I'd get there, but I felt dirty after.
Right.
And it was like the hottest Barbie girls I could find. Like really, I just wanted to be them. But like I wondered if like straight women ever go through that process where they wonder the opposite. Like, could I be attracted to another woman?
I thought about it the other day because I was like, why am I still fucking single? Like, what is wrong with me?
Okay, so it's out of desperation.
And
now.
I was like, could I
A
be?
lot of fish in the ocean. Maybe I'm swimming in the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I played a lot of sports growing up, and I do tend to think a little bit more like a man.
yeah,
than-
that's why we work so well together.
Right. But I tried thinking, and I closed my eyes and tried putting myself into a sexual scenario with a woman, and I couldn't picture it.
Yeah.
No matter how hard I tried, like, I can close my eyes and think myself with a man, and it's like, okay.
You get all excited.
Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
feel it in you.
Yeah.
But like I try, and I couldn't even picture what the woman would look like,
Yeah.
what we would do. So that's when I knew, okay.
I have some ideas.
But that's when I knew, like, yeah, you're definitely not gay, Jenna. My mom has asked me before.
Well, because you know what, and I think this is something a lot of people don't know about you, because you do have a tough exterior, and you are, well, I was going to say tomboy, but you're not a tomboy because you're also extremely soft and pink on the inside.
Right.
Aren't they all? But,
How would you know?
well, I don't know. That's why I looked at John.
I told him.
Well, guys are the same. But you have a very feminine side too, so you're just a well-rounded gal.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean,
But
I
a
think,
straight gal.
Yeah. Back off, Lesbos.
I think most people have probably considered, whatever your orientation is. I mean, you were just saying, as a gay man, you've imagined what would it be like.
But you had
be
to
straight.
try hard.
Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
because of societal pressure. We're like, I didn't want to be gay, right?
I've thought about, could I be with a guy? And no. But I think that's just a normal thing to sort of think, what would it be like, being this or being that? And that's the same thing for,
It's just exploring your own
Yeah.
sexuality.
But you know what? These days, and I bet you this is the next big discussion in society, is how you're not allowed to say, I'm not attracted to Asians or black people or anything like that because it's racist. And in a lot of ways it is, because how can you color an entire race with one
Right.
preference? You might find a black guy that knocks you off your socks. Well, maybe the same thing will happen with genders. Maybe one day a woman would come into your life that
Right.
you're like, whoa. And that's
Yeah.
where we start talking about the pansexual thing.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
oh, we just got
Sit
deep.
down and talk a lot, or speak to your wife. Don't be judgmental. Take notes of how she's reacting to.
Yeah.
Because I think her
Body
reaction
language.
is going to also give you the right questions to ask.
Get some coaching.
And also just, I hate when people
That's what he's trying to do right now, John.
Right.
What are you saying? We're not professionals?
Well,
I also feel really bad for people that don't think their feelings are valid or that they're right because of societal norms. He feels bad. He's like, I don't want to be a homophobe, but this is bothering me. Well, you know what? That's okay.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
It's
That's
okay.
a very
You're
good
not
point.
a homophobe. A homophobe is someone who literally wants to, go out and take them all out.
That's
Yeah.
a very important distinction. And you know what? The same thing happens. Like, you see a lot of new parents when their kids come out as gay, and they worry about the same thing. It's not that they're homophobic. They just are uncomfortable. What does this mean for their life? Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
They're worried about the homophobes
Yes,
judging their kids.
absolutely.
Yes. So it's the same sort of thing. Yeah, good point.
I saw a meme the other day too about when you grow up gay or bi or part of the community, you're never really your true self, and you're always like fighting that growing up. So maybe this is also an indication that your wife is now comfortable 100% with who she is.
Yeah.
And that's why she felt like it was okay to let you know. She should have elaborated a bit more, okay?
Yeah. And hopefully she does maybe she just didn't feel comfortable.
Waiting for that invite.
She put the thread out and she wants you to pull it.
Well, women do it all
Exactly.
the time. All the time.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. What do you want to eat? Nothing. It's okay. I'm fine.
I
Where
was
do you
going
want
to
to
be
go
like,
for dinner? Anywhere's fine.
Right.
I thought you meant for
What do you
real. I was
feel
like, let's go
like?
get that popcorn upstairs.
You like that
Oh,
popcorn,
it's
don't
good.
you?
But thank you, Dee, and we wish you all the best of luck. If you do have
Yeah.
any questions or want to send us a update email, you know where to do that. Jesse and Jenna's messypodcast@gmail.com. That's open to everyone to email us.
Yes.
Don't be shy. We're obviously not.
And
I
if-
just told you about how I tried to fantasize to see
But-
if I was a lesbian.
And she decided she is not. So, Dee, if you decide to dump that lesbo bitch,
You sound
take
like
Jenna
a
out.
real nice guy.
Yeah.
Look at us, giving advice and taking numbers.
Woo!
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, that didn't sound right because it's not
Okay,
a wine
folks.
glass.
Cheers.
Ting. Oh, that still doesn't sound
All
right.
right, let's go for real
I'll
wine.
insert some sound effects.
Clink.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.